Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back from the comic shop again this week. 4 comics this week, all from my pull list. Couldn't find anything else on the shelf I wanted, so 4 was good enough. But first, since I had 2 museum comics last week, because I forgot the one from the week before, I pulled out 2 to keep on the top of my printer this week. I was like, you know what, why not have 2? The printer's big enough to hold 2 comics. So I went with an indie comic and a Marvel comic. First, we'll show you the indie comic. This is Hate by Peter Bagge. What number is this? Number 19. It's up there on the... This is his friend's record store. I forgot about. I don't think I've seen this cover in ages. I'm a big fan of this. I have all the issues, but not all the annuals that came out years afterwards. And I actually, I still have it on my Amazon wish list. I think I was gonna, except for the fact that, let's see, in August I bought a new computer. That was planned, and then just last week I got a notice from my cell phone company that my 7-year-old Amazon Fire phone was no longer going to be supported on their network, so I needed a new phone. So I had to buy a new phone last week, so that made me not be able to get the $80 Hate box set they got now, which is really cool. Maybe next month. But one of my favorite series. I have the Neat Stuff box set. That was fairly cheap. It was on sale on Amazon for like $40 or something. That was the magazine series that came before Hate. And now they've got Hate out in a box set, which has all 25 issues plus the annuals. So it's the complete Buddy Bradley story in there. Well, actually, the Buddy Bradley story kind of started in Neat Stuff, so you need both of them to get the complete. Because the first series in Neat Stuff was the Bradleys. Then when Hate launched, it was Buddy Bradley, there's the teenage son, well, he's probably 20 then, had just moved to Seattle in the early 90s. So it was good. One of my favorite series. I can't wait to get it all in hardcover. And then the other one, of course, is Defenders 43. A Jack Kirby and Al Milgrom cover is this? Did I see Milgram's name on there somewhere? Yeah, Milgrom. I think it's Kirby and Milgrom. I don't remember. This is, who's that football player? I don't remember this issue at all. It's funny, most of my memory of the Defenders is the issues in the 30s and the issues in the 50s on. I don't remember this issue at all. I should have looked through it this week. I didn't, but there you go. Two museum issues. Hate from the early 90s and Defenders from the mid-70s, maybe late 70s, I think. And got 2 comic shop news things. There's the regular comic shop news, Chilling's Adventures in Sorcery. Oh, nice back cover too. Who is that? Oh, Francavilla. That's Francesca Francavilla, I think. I haven't seen this work in a while. Second time's the charm for Sorcery at Archie. So this is the regular old comic shop news. It's just got information on upcoming comics, and the next one is a fall preview of the Fred Hembeck cover. There you go, all you Fred Hembeck fans out there. I guess this has got special comics and collections that you can get for Halloween and the fall. Anything jump out at me? Lunar Room. Don't know what that is. But there's those 2. Now let's see what comics I got. This is the Deep Beyond, issue number 8 of 12. Comic from an Italian studio, but made for the American market. You can tell because they're using the American proportions and all this, North American proportions. You plan on telling us what the hell is going on? Good question. Started out as a post-apocalyptic story, turned into a sci-fi story, so it's been kind of interesting. I've been enjoying it. Some nice artwork. Definitely looks more sci-fi-ish than it started out being. We got spaceships. We got glowing cubes. We got all sorts of stuff now. So this one's been fun. Oh, I like that. Pretty neat spacesuit drawing right there. Then we've got Usagi Yojimbo, number 22. Always good. Is this Ransom, part 1 of 3. So we start a new story. Like that stylized fish there. Pretty cool looking. The Last Ronin Design Archive. There's an ad for that. I've been buying this Turtles Last Ronin story. First time I've ever bought a Turtles story. But Usagi is always good. There's the new character in Usagi. He's his cousin, I think he is. I forget his name. But I guess there's going to be an Usagi Yojimbo cartoon on Netflix or Prime. I think Netflix. But it's not going to be Usagi from the... This takes place in medieval Japan. I think it's going to take place in current times. And star a teenage relative of his or something. But I've been buying this for 30 years, and it's always good. Stan Sakai is a master. Then we've got Time Before Time, issue 5. A Tour of Gravestones. Time travel story between, what was it, 2299, 2456, 2781, between two companies. Oh, this is him flashing forward. And last we knew they were sending him forward in time in a time machine that's not quite safe. It's got Mike Mignola-ish art. 3455. Our lead, that guy right there, he used to work for one of the time... There's two time travel companies from like two different times, a few hundred years apart. And this guy works for one of them. And time travel is kind of on the down low, too. It's like, I don't think everybody knows about it. But rich people do, and you can escape to the past or something like that. But these two time travel companies are kind of having a war between them. And this guy just wanted to quit, and he's kind of caught up in the middle of a war. So it's been a fun story. Mike Mignola-ish art. Who's the artist? Oh, Declan Shavy, I think, is drawing this. He's been an artist. Yeah, Declan Shalvey and Rory McConville are the writers, and Joe Palmer is the artist, with Chris O'Halloran as the colorist, and Hassan Atsmain Elohau is the letterer. I don't think I got his name right. But been having fun with this one. And then the last one we got this week, Homesick Pilots. We're gearing up for a ghost house versus ghost-powered Gundam suit battle somehow. Look at that Ant-Man outfit there. I think that's what she wears. It's like they found these people who like have affinity for ghosts. And the one girl in that suit who has an affinity for ghosts, they made this sort of ghost-powered Gundam suit for her. Because they want to take out this haunted house that walked away. That another woman who has sort of affinity for the ghosts, it's weird. Started out as a rock and roll haunted house story and turned into this weird sci-fi haunted supernatural ghosts versus giant mechs story with government conspiracy stuff thrown in too. So Homesick Pilots was the name of the band originally. Nuclear Bastards is the other band, and one lead singer is the lead singer from Homesick Pilots is the one who knows the haunted house, and the lead singer from Nuclear Bastards is the one who's got the Gundam suit. So it's fun stuff. Now let me show you a little of artwork. I've been working digitally this last week on still working on getting out, putting together a magazine when I want to start my Patreon. And I found I think I have issue 1 done. I'm not 100% sure. I have to go over it one more time. And I decided to do issue 2 too, so I'd have a bunch at the beginning and I could have some time to get other things done. And then I found Moments Float Back to Me, an art book I did about 5 years ago that I never did anything with. I'm putting that one together digitally too, so I'll have those 3 digital magazines ready to go when I start. And so I just since I didn't have any stuff from this week, I don't think, I decided to dip into the past, and not the not the too distant past. This was only 2019 I drew these. I think I drew a bunch of these for big ink drawings, but they didn't all get into big ink drawing. Like that, I think this one is actually Dreams of Things 71. I don't actually remember what it looks like finished. But like here's another one. These I all made for that. I don't think any of them got turned into big ink drawings. I don't recognize them. But I might go back and turn one or two of these. I'm going to have to see which ones I actually turned into big ink drawings. And here's one. I think Music Whale 8/20/2017. I like that figure. I may have used this on the cover of something, but I do not remember. Sometimes, and there is. I made one of my masked photos, and you can see I drew right over the sort of graphic translation of her face. And I think I eventually made that. I eventually inked that and colored it and put it on top of the photo digitally. And these are ones. When's it? How come this doesn't have a date on it? Wow, none of these have dates on them. I don't know why. They must be. These. I think these are the original drawings I did for some 8x10 paintings. So I must have done these in the around 2000, in the early 2000s, I think. And for some reason, I didn't date them all. There's that one. And I turned one or two of these into a big ink drawing. I think I turned that one into a big ink drawing recently. But I had made the original painting like 15 years ago. It's a small 8x10 one. I guess this was before I learned to date everything as a matter of course. We'll have to see. Maybe I have some record of when I drew this, but I'll have to check the scan. I bet I scanned it in. All right. There you go. Some artwork, some comics, and you guys have a good week out there.